It is Dr. Elena Sherwood coming in for my weekly live relationship advice Q&A. That is, of course, not therapy, but just some guidance. And if I'm able to give someone some guidance today on relationships, it would be my honor. I was a couples therapist for 35 years. I am now retired. I do relationship coaching, and I do a lot of content creation to leave what I know in my brain, from my brain, onto this planet. I am in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. If you're catching this on a replay, let me know that you were here. Even maybe just drop a little like or heart so I know you passed through. So today, I was thinking about what I wanted to do today, and I think I'm going to go straight to some of the comments that I've been getting in my YouTube videos, because some of them are really inspiring. And I didn't really want to read them to you because some of them are really, really long. But I want to say that if you're coming through, if you're looking at some of my videos, there's a lot of really inspiring stuff happening there. There was a woman who said, it took her too long to realize that, yeah, she was lonely, but it wasn't because some of her friends had passed away, that her emotional support animal had passed away, that, the kids were now moved out, but it was more because she was feeling incredibly unseen in her own life. And so when I checked in on how she was doing now, she said, really, really good. I love what she said. She said she learned through her own therapy why she got so, she's not as angry as she used to be. She used to be just so angry she couldn't tell why. And now she has a better relationship with anger. Believe it or not, that is possible. And she can now build her entire world. There's no talk about leaving a husband or any of that. And, we respect people's choices. But she has discovered that building a world completely outside of him is bringing her all the peace she's needed. Appreciated was somebody else saying, I'm glad I saw this video because now it tells me why it took us so dang long to separate and how painful the journey was to that, and how the entire time I felt emotionally unsafe. And so thank you for the heart. Thank you for the thumbs up. Let me know if you're here. Hello. And so when I asked her, I hope you're doing okay. And she said, well, yes, they have since both moved on. It was a long time coming, but she said she's now with someone who treats her exactly in the way that she deserves. And she has found an entirely different life, an entirely different way of being in a relationship and being in her and happiest in her own skin. So I just love that. Hello to everybody coming in. And so this is what I'm saying. I think I'm going to start posting more of these successes onto my community page. And I've been trying very hard to put some things that are going to be valuable to you. But the one I posted last week, which got quite a few views, probably one of my highest one yet, is from a woman who said, when she knew enough was enough. And it was actually from a comment on this live from last week, which cracks me up, which is just beautiful, beautiful. But her story was, I love when she said, I knew when enough was enough. She said, I was alone in my house and I asked myself, can I continue to live this way for the next 5, 10, or the rest of my life years? And she knew she couldn't. It was terribly unhealthy. And so she made a decision. And I know you might hear me talk a lot here about sometimes what we really need is a plan. And for her, she made a plan. So one of the things, I think she said she got herself an SUV, she got herself a little storage place, and she started putting things there. She found herself a little apartment. And now we don't know how complicated everybody's situation is, but she had a plan. And so this is what I want to say to you. If you are someone who is struggling, sometimes a plan is exactly what you need. Now, if things are getting in the way of you planning anything, understandable. But please don't sit and say, yeah, I can't because of A, B, and C. Please do investigate what those are. And I wish somebody else could do, some kind of decisions for you, but nobody can. So do let me know today if you have any questions I can answer. I would love to. And I'm going to look at a few other things in terms of comments. So again, where am I finding you? Those of you who are here, welcome. For those who don't know me, I'm Elena, Dr. Elena Sherwood here in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Let me know where I'm finding you today on this beautiful, just after noon hour Eastern Standard here. So, where are ya? All right. Oh, wow, that's quite a bit there. All right, let me have a look at another comment that really, this one, oh my goodness. Okay, so this one was on the video of feeling unseen in her relationship. So this is what she said. This one has been a problem in so many romantic relationships, couples engagements. I also completely relate to those attitudes in my family that have chosen distance from the last 2 years. And so this is I talk a lot about relationships, intimate relationships, and I love it when people can connect it to other types of relationships that might apply with the content that I described. So in this video that I talked about, and I'm going to post it in the bottom because I know I'm going to talk about it a lot, it's about feeling unseen. And unfortunately, many of us travel through life feeling unseen. And I sure hope that's not something you yourself have experienced. But if it is, you're not alone. And the thing is, I was at an event last week and I was sitting next to this person, one of these dinner things. And I'm pretty good with starting up conversations. And, it has been a long time since I've sat next to someone who had a way of making me feel invisible. They weren't one-word answers that he gave me when I tried. They were more like all about him answers with no continuation to do that extends into this possibly being a two-way conversation. And so that kind of broke my heart. And this is just a stranger, and I get it. But imagine, and maybe some of you have experienced that. Maybe with a coworker, maybe with a boss, maybe with, somebody in your family, and of course, sometimes in a relationship. So I really want to highlight that feeling unseen is something all of us have somewhat experienced and how devastating it is on us. So where are you from? I'm in Canada. I'm Canadian. I was born in the Philippines, though. So that's my roots. Any questions? Let me know. So who link that quiz too? I have a quiz about relationships, and I'm going to add that here too. Oh my gosh, this one I got to read. I was in the same room, but the TV always had his attention. Yet if I left the room, he would track me down. When I had needs, I was gaslit, ignored, or he told our kids I was crazy. Clarity is excellent. I found it and I got it. I asked for marriage counseling and he threatened self-harm. That was the day I was done. We made our peace 5 years later, and the distance today is very little contact. So again, this is how heartbreaking feeling unseen is. And for some people, and I know on another comment, somebody else said, what really bites me is when people say, you're too sensitive. Some of us feel things just the right way. Some of us might be a little bit over the top sometimes with our feelings, and some of us have absolutely no reaction. It's not that they don't have feelings, that they just have a way of keeping it under the surface for whatever reasons they have decided that that's how they're going to be. And so if you are ever someone who has said to somebody else, you're too sensitive, I implore you to maybe consider apologizing, because nobody gets to decide what level of reaction is too much. Yeah. So I'm reading some of the comments here, and I want to make sure they actually apply to the live that is here. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everyone coming in. And tell me, ma'am, how to propose to a Canadian girl. I don't know that there's any specific how-to on proposing. Everybody is different. For some people, they actually propose without actually proposing, not without that kneeling down on one knee and having a grand kind of social media worthy scene. If you have a deep interest in someone, you let them know. If you want to spend the rest of your life with them, you let them know. It's really that easy, according to me. So there we go. So that is all I have for today. I thought maybe I think that was about I just wanted to kind of touch on some comments today. And that's sort of what I'm going to put that quiz. I'm going to put the quiz and then the one on the video of feeling unseen. So short and sweet today. Let me know as you find this. If you have any questions, feel free to post them. If you have any comments, feel free to post them. If you have any content ideas that you'd love for me to cover, and if it's within my wheelhouse, I would happily be obliged and do that. So thank you for popping in here. And quick question. Do you go live regularly? Yes, I go live regularly on Thursdays at noon. And so if you look on my YouTube, there is a section just on lives. And I also have a section, it's a playlist called Marriage Deep Dives and Q&A 2026, Toxic or Normal. That is an entire playlist as well, which is all of the lives that I have covered here. Some of them can get really electric. Some of them are informative. Some of them I rhyme out some advice, and some of them are just kind of super cash like this one. So do check those out if you're interested. If you have not subscribed, now is an excellent time to do it, because this is what I do. I bring as much clarity as I can based on my 35 years as a licensed couple therapist. I am now retired. I am now doing a relationship coach. Just as a little aside, I probably should have mentioned up front, I myself have been married to the same man, and we will be 33 years in May. Anyway, thank you. I love your content. I'll catch you next time. And again, even if you don't, feel free to drop a comment here. We don't have DMs in YouTube, and maybe that's a good thing or a bad thing, but feel free to drop a comment with a question, and as clear as you can. If not, I will ask more if I don't understand what you're asking me, which I have done several times. And so other than that, I will catch you again next week, live, Thursdays, noon, Eastern Standard, right here on YouTube. Take care.